Hello guys, welcome to Hankins Custom Rifles, Hank's Precision Gun Parts, and another episode of Hank's TV. Today's March the 6th. It's probably close to 7 o'clock in the shop now. Everybody's gone home, machines are turned off, and I'm doing a little video tonight. So we already did one video a few minutes ago on some primer module issues that we have on occasions, and we've got that straightened out for you guys. And now we got another video that I want to do, and some of you guys are going to find this to be hysterical. Some of you guys are going to laugh. I know I did when I started into this already. It's kind of funny to me, but at the same time it's aggravating because I don't really have time to deal with this kind of people's impatience, I should say. So we're going to get right into it. I got an email from a guy the other day, and I want to read you this email because this is funny. He bought a sizing die for me, 50 caliber sizing die, and I'll run down, go across this real quick with you. Little story here. So the guy's got a night rifle. It's a 50 caliber. He bought some god-awful ugly muzzle brake. The thing's about this long, and he had this muzzle brake put on his gun, and he wanted a loading funnel for 50 caliber. Well, he got on my website and he saw I made loading funnels for 40 calibers and 45s because that's what I build here. I don't build any 50s. And he emailed me, asked me if I could build him a 50 caliber funnel. Sure, I could build it, but it's going to cost a little bit of money. And you know, I told him $100 to build this funnel. And he emailed me back, said that was way too much, that funnel shouldn't cost nowhere near $100 and all this kind of stuff. I mean, he just was not even nice or polite about it. So he wanted to know why it costs so much to build a funnel. And I told him, first he has to send me his muzzle brake because it's got to be bored out. And I told him that we needed to bore it out to like 550. And I would have to buy a reamer that's 550 thousandths. That's 40 bucks. Then we would have to ream the loading funnel to 503, 502, 504, somewhere in there for his bullet to go through once we find out what size bullet it's going to take to go down his barrel. And that was 40 bucks. So now we got $80 in two reamers that I'm going to have to buy to make this funnel. So now I'm going to make this funnel out of stainless steel. I wasn't going to make it out of aluminum. I was going to make it out of stainless steel because it had a long stem on it. He said the stem was like 3-point-something inches long. And it was just going to be a big job, guys, to make this funnel. I was going to make $20 to turn this funnel out, do it on a manual machine, and it's going to look like a funnel when I get it done, not a milk jug with a stem sticking out of the bottom of it. So anyway, 3 or 4 days goes by, and he sends me another email, and he says, I found somebody that's going to make that funnel for me. Don't worry about it. It's too much, and blah, blah, blah. So then, okay, I'm fine with that. I don't care if I make it or not. I got plenty to do. I was just trying to help the old guy out. Week or two goes by, and then I get this email. And here's what it says. Mr. Hankins, I went to use the sizing die you make for the first time today after receiving my muzzle brake and new precision funnel back from, and he lists the guy's name here. I'm not going to say who it is. And so he got his funnel and his muzzle brake back. I really look forward to doing this to get the Fury 503 bullets to precisely fit my rifle barrel using a single arm method for a clean bore. Now a lot of this stuff, I don't even understand what he's trying to tell me, and I don't think he understands what he's trying to tell me because he don't know much here. But anyway, he says, such was not to be. I have an O RCBS press, and there is no way in hell I can seat the ram portion of your die into my press due to the fact that the lip on the bottom of the ram is 30 thousandths too thick. This is so frustrating. I can't be the first customer who has written you about this problem. He says, I lack a lathe, therefore is no way I can reduce the thickness to what it should be. The width of your die ram fits the body of the insert of my RCBS ram perfect. And he's got to a .0000. So he's measuring 4 places past the decimal point. That's kind of funny to me because I'm sure he don't even know what 4 places past the decimal point is. Therefore, it is difficult seeing such precise dimensions as to how the lip could be so far off. So, to go on with the email, he said, I suppose if I was some kind of redneck, I could align the lip alongside a grinding wheel and hope to grind it straight, square, and true. For what I paid for this supposedly precise device, this is very frustrating situation. I am planning, here's something else, it doesn't even matter, it doesn't matter to me what he's doing at home, but he wants to tell me. He says, I am planting in my greenhouse already, germinating seeds with my grow light, and my orchard trees are just now starting to bud out, which is early here in the Rockies. I do not want to waste time and expense shipping this piece across the country to get it repaired correctly as it should be in the first place. Okay, so this is this guy's first email to me, and he comes off like a jerk. That's the word I'll use. There's some other words I'd like to use, but we're on YouTube and I'll just use the word jerk. So, had he handled that differently, I would have handled it differently. So put this email aside, and then I sent him a response. And my response was, if you feel the product is defective, you will need to ship it back to me. If it is indeed defective, I will pay for return shipping and ship you out a replacement with priority shipping. This turnaround time should take less than a week. Okay, so this guy's already been into this project for several weeks now, months, because he started emailing me. I've got a string of emails in there this long, how many times I've sat down and talked to this guy about his gun, and I'm willing to help him, and I'm just, try to do everything you can for people, and sometimes you just can't do enough for people. You just can't do enough. But anyway, I told him it should take less than a week. The next morning I get an email, and it says the part is on its way to your place today. I also sent you a text message that shows you as far as it will fit into my RAM. Well, he sent the text message to my landline phone, and I can't get texts on that. Any further in, and I have to beat it out with a small, soft blow hammer. I always have been curious since I got this die set up as to the design of the very bottom of this piece. Why is it so complicated? I know there must be a good reason, but it eludes me at this time. Well, I'm going to have to say that a lot of things elude this fella because just the way he goes about handling stuff. In his emails in there, it says he's got, and this is in my big long chain of emails from him. I didn't print them all out because I'd be here all night. But he's been reloading for years, This guy's been reloading forever, and he's got all this stuff, and he knows what he's doing, but this is eluding him as to this. So anyway, I got this box in today, and I was going to open it on the camera. And again, like all the other boxes, I had them up here on the table, and I just start cutting boxes open, seeing what's in them. So I get this box back from Gene, and he lives in Las Vegas, New Mexico. Okay, now I ain't gonna tell you his last name, but his name's Gene, and he lives in Las Vegas, New Mexico, and I'm gonna send him a copy of this email, this video. As soon as I get it uploaded to YouTube, he's gonna be the first one that gets notified, so he can sit down and watch this. I'm sure he'll probably give me a thumbs down, but I hope all the rest of you guys give me a thumbs up on this video, because I think it's kind of funny. So I open this up, and I pull out the paper, see what's in here, and I'm looking around, okay, and I find this plastic bag. Okay, well, there's something in this bag, and immediately I realized, hey, that's a pusher stem for the sizing die. And for you guys that shoot the muzzle loaders and have a sizing die, you know what I'm talking about. And there's thousands of you out there. I've built thousands of these things, and I continue to build them. We build them all the time, and I sell one of them almost every day. But anyway, he sends me this pusher stem back, and the first thing I did was unroll this Walmart bag, and I dumped out the pusher stem. And then I seen that it was rolled up in a piece of gauze. Okay, this is a piece of gauze that you would put on an injury, and it's got blood all over it. Why would you send somebody a piece of gauze in the mail that's got your blood all over it? Did he cut his finger while he was putting it in the package with a razor blade? Maybe. He's probably about smart enough to do something like that. But anyway, he has sent me this package, this gauze, with blood all over it. I don't know if you guys can see that, but we've got blood on this. I don't appreciate that at all. Won't you just send me a box of COVID? Come on, dude. All right, so I'm going to throw that away. We're going to get rid of that. But here's the pusher stem. This is for a 50 caliber sizing die kit. I sell them all the time. There is no standard, industry standard. There's no gauges to measure or go by on this right here. A lot of you guys have these. And I may have ran into this problem once or twice before, and everybody else always handled it with dignity and said, hey, what can I do to fix this? And I tell them how to fix it. It's real easy if there is a problem. But I think every time it's been the press. It's not been this. It's been their press has been dropped or dented, or it's old, it's rusty, it's got dirt in the grooves, whatever it could be. So here it is. I just took it out. I haven't done anything with it yet, but we're going to check some measurements on it real quick. Got a pair of calipers. So the bottom of this pusher stem is the same shape as a shell holder. Shell holders are universal from manufacturer to manufacturer. RCBS shell holders, they'll fit in a Hornady press. A Hornady shell holder, they'll fit in a Lee press. The Lee press will fit in an RCBS press, so on and so on. They're all supposed to be interchangeable. So when I made the base of this, which is so complicated that it eludes this guy how complicated this thing is. Okay, it's a stem with a hole drilled and tapped in it and a washer bolted to it. How complicated is that, fella? That's not very complicated. That's about the most simplest way you could have made it. The only other way to make it would be from a solid piece of bar, and then you'd have to start out with a whole lot more material, and you're wasting it, and you're turning all the material off, making it into chips, and this thing would cost you $25 instead of $10. So let's check the diameter of this right here, and we have a diameter of 563. The diameter of this one is 560. So we're 3/1000ths big. The inside diameter of this one is 432, and the inside diameter of this one is 434. So we're 2/1000ths big, not 30/1000ths. I don't get 30/1000ths anywhere. All right, now let's check this. The thickness of this lip right here, and we're getting 125. We check my washer that I put on here, and we're getting 121. So that's a little bit undersized. So theoretically, we're pretty close on our measurements. Now, you could probably pick up another one of these shell holders and measure it, and it'll be a little different. This just so happens to be the one I picked up to measure for this video. When I set this up years ago and made this for the first time, I can guarantee you that I didn't have this shell holder. Probably had a different one. But anyway, there's where we're at. Our measurements are very, very close. There's nothing in here that's 30 thousandths out of whack. So I want to take you and show you that you see this reloading press here. The only way I can check it to see if it works is to put it in a reloading press. Okay, so we're going to put it in this reloading press. This is a Hornady press that I take to the range with me. I've got it clamped to this workbench just for this demonstration. So we're going to take it and see if it'll go in here. And it snaps right in my press. Now this is a Hornady press. It snaps right in there. You see how that works. 90% of you guys that's watching this video understand this. I've had guys tell me that they're trying to put it in the shell holder. This and the shell holder, that they don't go together, okay? That does not work. So that's a no-no, guys. Take the shell holder out, put it in the ram. It goes right in there, and I mean, it goes in there with a little bit of slop. It's perfect for what we need it to do. It don't have to be super tight, so it works. So I've got another reloading press in my office that I use to size bullets when I'm here in the shop. We're going to run in there real quick, and I'm going to see if it'll fit in that press, and then we'll be right back. Okay guys, so we're going to walk around through here, and we're going to go into the office. And this is the office. It's kind of a mess today because we're doing taxes. There's a couple bucks I've killed over the years. There's a couple of coyotes I shot one year. That buck there on the far left, your left, scored 186, and the one in the middle scored 166, and them were some pretty good deer that I killed. So anyway, here's my other press, and we're going to try the same thing. We're going to take this ram. This is the one he sent me back complaining that it was so bad that he just couldn't use it, and we're going to take it and stick it in there. Goes right in. So I don't see, you know, I mean, hey, if it don't fit in this guy's press, okay, maybe it don't. But before you go throwing rocks at the guy that made it, let's try to figure out what's going on. So I'm going to get down here real close to this ram, and if you see this, this is milled out, and it's got a groove in the bottom of it. It could have been, maybe his is dirty. Maybe his has got a little dent right here. Maybe it got hit off something. I don't know what he's done with his press over the years. He said he's had it. He's been reloading for 60 some odd years. So 50 years, whatever it was. He's 60 years old and he's been reloading his whole life, whatever it is. So, I mean, look at it. Take a file, clean off the burrs, you know, before you go jumping to conclusions and coming down on somebody. And I'm sure he's not going to be happy when I give him my findings, because there's nothing I can do with this other than grind it down, make it a little smaller for him. I'll put it in a lathe and turn it off or whatever he wants me to do to make him happy, because that's what we do here at Hank's Precision Gun Parts. We try to make everybody happy, but sometimes you can't make everybody happy. So now let's go back in to the other room, and I'm going to set the camera back up on the tripod. If I can get it on there. Alright, so now we're back to where we were. And we've came to the conclusion that there's really nothing wrong with this pusher stem that I can see, okay? Without the guy being a little bit nicer and cooperating with me, I don't know what else to do for the guy. You know, I mean, what can you do with people like that? You can send them a gold bar in the mail and they would be mad because it wasn't chocolate. You know, I mean, what is wrong with some of these people out there? Everybody is just so bent out of shape. So anyway, I think this is kind of funny. You don't need to take life that serious over this kind of stuff. So what we're going to do is, I just thought of a friend of mine. that has a reloading press. And let's see if I can run up to his house. He just lives up the road here a little ways. Find his phone number in here. Wouldn't think it'd be that hard, but it is. Okay, I'm going to call him. And see maybe I ain't going to call him. Let's see here. I know I got his phone number in here because I just talked to him the other day, but it's eluding me. Huh. There. That's a good way to use that word. His phone number is eluding me. Here we go.
What's up, buddy?
Not much. What are you doing?
Not much. And running mom back and forth to the doctors.
Oh, are you home?
Yeah.
You in the shop?
Nah, I'm getting ready to go back out there.
You are?
Yeah.
You still got that old reloading press in there bolted to that table?
Yeah.
Alright, I'm going to run up there for a few minutes and look at it if you don't care.
Okay.
Alright, I'll be right up.
Alright.
See you.
Hey,
Yeah.
Jeff Hankins?
What? Okay, well anyway, that was him. He's got this old reloading press that's in his old barn, and we used it when I was in high school, reloading bullets. I can remember going up there and we would reload 30-06, 7mm Remington Magnum and a 270. And we would sit there out there in his barn. His dad was alive then, he's dead now. And we would load ammo on this old press, and it's an RCBS, and it's an old one. So let's go up there and let's see if this ram will fit in that old reloading press. Now he lives 3 miles up the road, so I'm going to turn the camera off, jump in the car, and we're going to drive up the road and let's see if this will fit in that press. Let's get going. Okay, so we're getting ready to pull in John's driveway here, and we'll see what he's been up to. So here we are, we're at John's place. We're going to go in here and check out this old reloading press that is 40 years old. Let's go on inside and see what he's up to. Alright, let's get in here. It's kind of sloppy and wet and muddy. Let's see what's going on. You in here today?
What the hell you doing, boy?
Oh, I'm doing a little video real quick. Thought I'd stop up and see you. You don't care, do you?
Nah.
Alright,
I ain't going up and getting ready to go downstairs.
Down where?
Downstairs here in a little bit.
All right.
You don't have to text me. It's back here, Jeff.
Alright, well, I'm coming on in. So this here's John's place. He's been here a long time. This used to be a small engine repair shop, and we've hung out in here before. But anyway, we're going to see what's going on. So there's this old reloading press. I'll be darned, boy, that is an old one.
Yes.
How old is it, John?
I don't know. I got it from them guys I worked with at Phillips. Greg brought that one down. Then that and there, I got that and a bunch of stuff from them guys I worked at Phillips with.
All right, well, you got two of them there, didn't you?
Yeah.
All right. Well, we're going to see if this press answers our questions, fellas. So we got two of them to look at, so that's even better. I didn't know we was going to have two. I remember reloading shells on that when we was in high school.
Yeah, that nerve's a little stiff.
Well, I don't need to do nothing but look at the ram. So if I can get in there where you're at, John,
Yep.
I'll see what we got here. So we got two old reloading presses. Been in an old barn forever.
Both RCBSs, I do believe.
So we got this one here. That old ram has been there forever and it's rusted up, but let's see. It fits. It goes in there, fellas. It fit right in. Alright, it's rusted, dirty, got cobwebs on it. It's a little tight, but it went in. So there we go. Alright, now let's look at this one. This is an old RCBS press here. These things probably worth some money, John. Somebody collects them. Alright, now you guys can see that. Here's the stem, and we're going to try to put that in there. And it went in that one too. Look at that, fellas. It went right in there. So old Mr. Gene out there in the Rocky Mountains that's too busy to talk to you. He's got so much going on growing his orchard and all that stuff. He's crying over nothing. But anyway, here we go. We got 2 more verifications that it does work. So I'm going to head on back down the road, get into the shop, and we'll finish this video up for you fellas. Okay, fellas, we have made it back. We went up the road there to John's old place. This place has been around there for a long, long time. His dad used to own a small engine repair shop, and they sold lawnmowers and chainsaws and that kind of stuff in there. And we would hang out up there and work on engines and cars and just whatever, reload bullets and shells. That was back in the old days when I was a young man. Now I feel like I'm old. But anyway, we're back. We've come to the conclusion that this thing, there's nothing wrong with it. We've tried it in 4 presses. We got 2 Hornaday presses. Both of them are the same press, but they were made years apart, because this one I just bought a couple years ago. That one I've had for a long, long time. We put them in 2 old RCBS presses. You saw them up there in that guy's old shop. Just an old building, didn't hardly have any lights in it. The presses were rusted. One of them arm wouldn't even hardly go up and down, and it fit in that press too. So what do I do for this guy? How do you make this guy happy? I really don't know. But what I am going to do is I'm going to take this overly complicated thing apart, and I'm going to turn some down on this diameter right here. I'm going to turn a little bit off of it. I'm going to turn a little bit off of the diameter of the washer that I've got bolted on there, and I'm also going to turn down the thickness just a little bit. Now, in his note here, it says that it is 0.030 too thick. That's 30 thousandths. Maybe he meant to say 0.003, 3 thousandths too thick for his press, but 30 is just no way. So I'm not going to turn 30 thousandths off of it. I'm going to turn 4 or 5 off all these measurements. I'll turn off 5 thousandths, and I'm going to send it back to him. And if it don't fit in his press, then I'm going to tell him he needs to get a different press because something's wrong with the one he's got. I'm trying to think of why it wouldn't fit in his press. What could it be, fellas? So y'all think about it. Let me know in your comments below what could cause this from fitting in the ram. A couple things I've thought of is rust, maybe a granular of gunpowder, maybe a grain of gunpowder got stuck up in there. Got some sizing dye lubrication on it. It got sticky, and it fell in there and got stuck. So he's trying to push this thing in, and there's a piece of gunpowder in the way, blocking it. Maybe that's it. I don't know, but I mean, I'm trying to do what I can to make this guy happy. I am going to fix it. I am going to send it back to him at no charge. I'm not going to refund him his shipping for this. I don't think I should have to do that. Actually, I shouldn't have to do anything. He should figure out what's going on with the press, but I'm here to try to make everybody happy. So if you have one of these and you have this problem, I'm not going to say it can't happen, but because it can. But if you had this problem and all this stuff checks out right, You can take this apart yourself at home with an Allen wrench. You'll have to put this stem in a vise. I just did this. I loosened this up before I come over here and sat down because I knew I couldn't loosen it by hand. We tighten them up when we assemble them, tighten them up in a vise. So put this in a vise, clamp down on it, put the Allen wrench in it, and loosen this screw. This is a little 1032 flathead screw. Take that screw apart. Take that washer off. This is a little washer, it's countersunk. And here's the stem that's been turned down so that it will fit in the press. Because this starts out at a 1/2 inch diameter, and we turn it down some so that it will fit in to the notch that's in the ram. Now I'm going to go over and turn some material off of this. I'm going to turn some off of the diameter and the thickness of the washer, and we're going to send it back to the guy. When we get that done, I'll be right back and show you how we've got it fixed. Okay guys, we're back. I have fixed this, or I think I fixed it. We turned the diameter down here to now, it is now 553. I can't remember what it used to be. This one's 560, and this one's 431 on the small diameter, and this one is now down to 420, so we're 10 under there. And the thickness, I turned that down to now it is at 120, no, it's 116 instead of 125, so we took about 10 off of that. And I mean, it just literally falls in this press. It's got some wiggle room. It'll go in there. So I'm going to box this up, ship it back out tomorrow. It came in today. It'll go back out in the morning. I hope that Gene is happy with this. Sometimes you just can't make people happy, and as simple as you try to make it, they don't get it, or they're not patient enough, or they just had a bad day and they want to jump on somebody right off the bat before they even sit back and look and say, hey man, is there something else? Is something going on here? He said in here he has not got to be the first customer that ever called and complained about this, but well, he is the first customer that ever complained about it in this way. I've had a few people in the past that said they won't fit, and we talk it out on the phone, and there's always an easy reason for why it's not fitting. I've never had one that was out of spec. I've had things here out of spec before. Don't get me wrong, everything come out of the shop ain't perfect. But if it ain't perfect, I'll fix it. But just go about it in a nice way. Don't be such a jerk. Okay? Take your happy little ass out there and plant your seeds underneath your grow lights and prune your fruit trees up there in the Rocky Mountains and let everybody be happy. But don't be so bent out of shape when something don't go your way. Okay? So that's where we're at with this video. Probably took longer to make than I wanted it to. I hope you guys kind of find it funny. I know Gene's going to find it not funny, but he's the first guy that I'm sending this to. So until the next time, guys, I'll see you all later, and